short video tutorial, we're going to talk about the grid lines in Photoshop. And we can turn those on and turn those off. We just go up here to View, and we can pull down to Show, and we can choose to not show grid or check it to show grid. Alright, so that's how we turn it off. Show grid to turn it on. And if we ever want to just temporarily hide it, all we have to do is hit Command H. See, that toggles it on, toggles it off. And if you ever want to change the color or change the style of this grid or change the number that gets represented by this grid, we'll go up under Photoshop, Preferences, and then we'll pull down to Grids, Guides, and Slices. And right here is the grid, and we'll be able to see it as we update it. So if we choose different colors for our grid, we can do that. We can choose to show dashed lines. We can choose to show dots. There's dashed lines. I'll leave it at dashed lines. And then we can put a grid line every 1 inch. We'll see up here we have a grid line every 1 inch. And then we have a subdivision of 2. So we have 2 subdivisions within that 1 inch. If I turn this up to 3, you'll see now within that 1 inch space we've got 1, 2, 3 subdivisions. And we can just kind of play around with that, so we could have 1 inch, we have a grid line every inch, and then 4 subdivisions between that 1 inch. So, and we can change the color of our grid line, so you just have to kind of figure out which one works best for you. And once you have that set up, I'll turn this over to dots, let you kind of see what dots looks like again. And we'll say OK, and we'll zoom into that, and we'll see that between that 1 inch we have a grid line, and then we have subdivisions that just aren't showing up here with our dots. Spacebar to pan, Command spacebar to zoom. Alright, so that's it on grid. Hope that helps, and this is really good for aligning objects and aligning shapes within Photoshop. Alright, thank you, and I'll see you down the road in yet another video tutorial.